We're going live. We are live, I think. Good evening. This is Attorney Vince Davis, and this is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Miss G, Miss Georgette Truen. Hello, Miss Truen. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And Mr. G, Darren Guay. Mr. Darren, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right, Mr. Davis. Thanks for having me.
Good, good. And I see we have a very welcome guest, Miss Sarah Black X. Did I say that right,
Hello.
sir?
Yeah.
Hello. Where are you coming from?
Auburn, California. So like 30 minutes from SAC.
Okay. What county is your case in? Oh, we're having some technical difficulties. Nothing like the internet.
There we go.
Hey, Sarah, if you can hear from me, you've completely frozen and I can't hear you. Grace, are you with us? Maybe you can contact maybe you can contact Sarah. That was Mr. Guay with his sound effects. I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah, I mean, for $20, how can you go wrong?
I'm gonna take Sarah off the stream, and there we are. So if we get Sarah back, hopefully, we can get her back. She's from California. Maybe we can help her, ask her some questions. So, Miss G, what's going on?
Nothing. What's going on with you?
Nothing. I see Sarah may be back. Let me try her one more time. Sarah, are you there?
I don't know. The sound is like kind of dimmed for whatever reason.
Right. Are you on some type of are you on your mobile phone? Sarah, what county is your case in?
Sarah, what county? Oh no, that goes. Ground control to Major Tom.
Okay. Anyway, Miss G, what's going on? You have any questions or anything for me tonight?
Yeah.
You almost seem like I caught you with nothing to say. That's incredible.
No, it's not normal.
I know. What's going on?
No, seriously. There was a guest on my show today. She's gonna she's gonna come back tomorrow. Anyways, her story is really weird. She had a child with her divorce attorney, and she found out later when the child was older that the divorce attorney has another life with another family. He's married with another life, another family. When she found out, she told him she doesn't want to be with him. And then what he did is he pretty much reported her to CPS, and CPS is siding with him and took the child from her. And she's another state, not California. And she basically,
I didn't for the last 5 seconds that we didn't hear what you said. You kind of froze out.
You guys left me all by myself.
Okay, I'm confused.
Okay, Miss G, you froze and disappeared. And for about the last 5 seconds. So why don't you start over and tell us what you were going to say?
Oh,
she had a child with her boyfriend / divorce attorney. She broke it off after several years, and then he reported her to CPS. CPS sided with her, and then
him
was sided with him. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and then I didn't hear you.
So she went to law school, and she's just waiting to take the bar. So he threatened that she will never have a future as a lawyer, and if she exposes him, so he knows it. Probably every attorney in town. He knows, every therapist in town, every psychiatrist in town. The only, I mean, it's just been a struggle for her, and CPS is siding with him, and she realized that she's been mentally abused for a long time, believing this guy, but he had another family elsewhere. So
I
I
mean,
guess,
we've heard of that story before. We've seen books and movies about it, TV shows.
yeah, but you'd never
Some of
think
us
it's
lived it.
normal as person. It's in person. It's in home.
Yeah, it's an unusual situation, but
Yeah,
it's
I
happening.
was listening to her. I was like lost in words. I didn't know what to say. I mean, it was really weird. So I guess my question to you is, after hearing this, she has text messages from him saying all these things I just told you about. She can't make it, as an attorney, all that stuff. But CPS is not listening to any of, like, they don't care about what he's writing. They said, oh, he was probably angry. That's what they said to her. Oh, he did that because he's probably angry.
That's
He's
probably
trying to
true.
kill her.
It's
Really?
probably true. Yeah, it's
Coming
probably true.
from a man to
Nope.
another man? Oh,
No,
but if it was a
Say-
woman,
saying that he was
woman
angry.
saying that,
No, saying that he was angry. Why wouldn't you write? Would you write those if you were not angry? If you were happy? No, those types of messages. Of course, the guy's angry.
right? But if a woman would write something like that, wouldn't they hold it against the woman?
But
No,
she
I have
did.
not seen
in my opinion, to be the same thing.
Mhm.
No, that's not true, because CPS don't say that when it's a woman writing it down. When a mother tells CPS, oh, I was just angry because he cheated on me and I wrote that down. Well, you're not fit to be a mom because you were angry and you wrote it down. So how is that okay for a man but not a woman, if I may ask?
I just told you, in my opinion, it would be the same man or woman. You disagreed with me, which you have the right to disagree with. But then you asked me, how is that different? I just told you it was the same.
I don't. You know very well it's not the same. Though you know very well it's not the same. It's easier to say it's the same, but when it
When
comes
did you
to
when
court,
did you get your mind reading abilities?
no, it's not about mind reading abilities. It's just facts.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what I think.
Social workers, Darren, I'm going to kick your ass. Darren, swear to God, you give me like a heart fucking every time.
Miss G, the only way you can combat that is if you get your own sound machine.
I'm scared. No, seriously, I swear to God.
All right.
Okay.
You know, Miss G, you weren't here on Monday. I think it was Monday
He
or
scared the
Tuesday,
shit out of me.
but we had a guest on,
Mm-hmm.
and I was I was thinking this is kind of interesting, this story, and all of a sudden Darren starts laughing. And we're trying to be serious about this guest, right?
What did he do?
Darren starts laughing, and then the other host, Deidre, she starts laughing, and I'm literally biting my tongue, trying not to laugh, and I couldn't help it.
Then I dropped this one.
Darren, you're such a, oh my God.
And
What was that?
Listen, and no one was laughing. It was not laughing at the lady or her story. It was nothing.
Right.
There was nothing about that at all.
That scared me though. Did that scare Davis?
But no, it was just funny because it's so funny how everybody's so serious all the time, and then you start to laugh. Laughing is so contagious sometimes, like if you're in the middle of World War
Medicine,
II and all of a sudden, and it's good for what honestly is good for people, especially like in the situations you guys are in or I'm in or whatever. It's good to get a good laugh out. You know what I mean? Because the rest of your day is full of glum and like you're not making light of the situation. You're not trying to make it funny or anything, but if laughing happens for a minute and gives yourself a good, wow, I needed that. Because you don't even realize how much you needed it, until it happens.
Yeah, I agree. But just next time, give me a warning, because the effects that you do is scary as hell, dude. Like I hear it. Maybe I should turn my volume down because oh my lord.
I don't know what you're hearing, Georgia.
I'm gonna just tone my volume down a little bit. This scared the crap out of me. You come up with sound effects that's so weird. Like, where'd you get those?
And they come in a little box, and they are all labeled for me to push my finger right to them at any moment.
Never mind. I forgot who I was dealing with.
Yes. See.
Oh yeah, okay. Next time he's gonna use an owl.
Oh, I wish I had an owl.
Oh, never mind. I was just kidding.
No, I don't. No owl. So Sarah says she's home. Did you see that? She's home on the
What?
internet now. Our guest.
Oh, I saw that, but I don't see Sarah.
Oh, all right.
I don't see her in the green room. You know, she's not
So
logged
Vincent,
on.
can we go back to the question?
Yeah.
What advice would you give her for all the text messages she has of him when he also wrote to her that he will make sure she gets to the nut house?
That she what?
That she will go to that he will make sure personally that he will make her go to the nut house. Like he will push her so far so she can get to the nut house.
The
Like
nut
she,
house. Like
to the
Isn't that
nut
peanuts
house.
always the case, though? Is he?
peanuts
Or
or
it's just
almonds or
plastic?
cashews or what? What are you talking about? The nut house.
To the nut house.
Looney bin.
Oh,
nut-
the loony
Yeah.
The
bin.
loony bin.
Yeah.
I never heard it called the nut house.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nut house.
Yeah.
You go nuts, you
I
know.
thought you were. Oh, I thought you were talking about peanuts and cashews and almonds and stuff.
Well, that's always been. Yeah. What is that? The old peanut thing,
Davis,
right?
you grew up in the
We watched
streets.
Peanut
Come on.
Gallery. You know, remember that whole saying? Peanut Gallery was usually the loonies, man. Or the
Okay,
nut
so
So okay, let's get back to what would I tell her to do?
now what would you advise her to do? Because CPS is against her. They don't.
Was
She
she,
does. She
was
wants.
she in California?
No, she's not. I wish she was.
How
no,
long was she married to the guy?
No, he just had a baby with her. That's all. A child with her.
Oh, that's all.
The whole thing broke down when she found out he had another life. He's married in another state
that's
with kids.
But I can't understand why he's threatening her. That's terrible that he did that to her.
Yeah, and she didn't know that. He never disclosed that he had another life.
That's a jerk right there.
Well, I'd probably sue him.
Yeah, Sue.
That's what I was thinking too. Sue him, and then. But right now, I mean, he made sure that she's in CPS. Like CPS is literally siding with him, even with all his threats via text and all. They're excusing everything he's doing, but with her, she wrote that I'm gonna get you for everything you've done to me, and they actually use that against her as a threat to him. And why is that not? She was angry when she said that.
Hold on a second. Does she have custody of the baby?
He took that from her. It's not a baby; it's a son. Like he's older.
Oh,
She didn't know for years. Like I don't know, 9 years I think. I forgot. She didn't know, or 6 years, something like that.
it's kind of hard to believe. 6 years?
Yeah.
You didn't know?
She didn't know at all. And then when she went to law school, she would take her son with her. And her son was always with her. And he never really cared about her son at all. And she thought it's because he's busy at work or what have you, but he was traveling back and forth. And I
So
guess
where's the son living right
with
now?
him,
Okay. And does she have visitation?
he's playing games with her. She's going to finish the story tomorrow because we started late today.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, I just had this conversation with someone on the phone. I asked a question and you like ignored it and said something else. My question is, does she have visitation with the kid? Yes or no?
I don't know. I said she's going to
Oh.
finish her conversation tomorrow. That's exactly what I said.
Okay, well, when you get the rest of the facts, then come back to me tomorrow and I'll give you some of my own opinions about what she should do. Give her a little strategy in order to get back in the game and get her kid back. Do you know why they took the kid away from her?
Because the guy mouthed off about her and took her.
I mean, like, what did he say? She's crazy. She has domestic violence. She does drugs. What did he say? Or what are the social workers saying to keep the kid away from her?
She doesn't even know.
Okay, well, that's problem number one.
Yeah.
And if she's going to law school and she doesn't know what the allegations are against her, that's a problem.
Well, you know what, Davis, when it happens to you, even Jennifer had to hire an attorney, and she was an attorney for her divorce case. So, I mean, when it happens to you, you're more emotional. You're not thinking straight. She's not thinking logically because she's emotional. That's her son. Even though she went to law school, but she still has, you know, it's too close to home, right?
Well, you can make whatever excuse you want. It's a problem.
I know it's hard because when you're a guy, you don't have the same emotions and connection to a child as a
That's
mother
probably
does.
true. That's probably
So,
true.
yeah, so it's a
Women
complete
make
different
those babies.
dynamic.
Women carry them in
I,
their stomach. They got
I,
way more.
I would agree with you with that one for
Yep,
sure.
1000%.
Men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
Yes, and that's why they make them from Mars. Correct. I agree with you on that one. Is there a sound effect, Darren, for that one? No?
Oh yeah, I was gonna do one. Ready? Let's talk about this one.
Which one are you going to choose?
Wait, I gotta get better at it. Never mind, I blew it now.
Mute you, wait.
I
I love that one.
gotta put colors on these so I can.
Hey guys, I think we have Sarah back. Let's try
That one is
one more
good,
time.
Darren. That's the one is better.
Yes.
Sarah?
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Oh, sorry
Oh,
about
that's
that.
All right. So you told us last time you told us you were from Auburn, California. And I asked you, what county is that?
Yeah.
What county is that?
Placer County.
Oh, Placer County. Really? I'm going to be there in a trial there Tuesday. Next week.
Wait, you said Monday.
No. I said I'm going to be in
You guys are
Imperial
kind of
Imperial
breaking
County
up a
on
little
Monday.
bit.
Placer County on Tuesday.
Hold on.
Am I joining you in Placer County?
No. Southwest is taking me there.
Nice.
Sorry, you guys are cutting a little in and out there.
So, Sarah, what's going on in Placer County with your case?
Can you repeat that one more time?
What's going on in Placer County in your case with CPS?
Well, it started in July. My first daughter was, and the place where I was living at got a new manager, and she was trying to wrongfully evict me, and she couldn't. She tried evicting me twice. She took me to court and lost because she had no reason to evict me. And so she started sending me messages. Basically, she was going to find a way to make me want to leave. And that ended up being, consistently calling CPS. And I mean, they came out a couple times, to investigate allegation made. And, not enough evidence, clearly. But this last time, I mean, clearly, my daughter got taken away. Despite, not having any evidence. I mean, the only evidence that they may have had to, support their, the report, I guess they got, was something that happened back in like February. My daughter was born in November, so this happened like February. But she wasn't hurt, I wasn't hurt, but her dad was trying to take her, and just take her from my house. But other than that, there's never been any situation. And I showed the, I sent all the emails and text messages that the manager was threatening me, because she said it. She said it in text. She said it over email, voicemails, and I gave that all to the attorney. And I kind of figured it'd be closed case at that point, and yeah, clearly that wasn't the case. My daughter is now 2 years and 7-8 months. And she's in a foster her home. They're going to adopt her out. I've completed all
Did we lose Sarah again?
my
Yeah.
Hey, Grace, you got to do a little bit more vetting on the internet connections for these guests. It's always a bummer when this happens.
That's terrible. It's a terrible story too.
Sorry, Sarah, we lost you there again. Anyway, let's jump back to Miss G talking about the lady married to the lawyer,
Never mind.
second
Never mind.
family.
She's not married to him. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Oh, okay.
I changed my mind. No, but seriously, she's
No, but seriously, we'll talk about it.
I have another question though, okay?
Mhm.
So can you sue a parent for making false allegations against another parent?
Can you shoot?
No.
Sue. Did I say
Oh,
shoot? Did
yeah.
I say that?
I thought that's what I heard.
Did I say
Just say that on the air for God's
Wait,
sake.
I didn't say. Did I say that on the air? Oh my god! What did
Okay,
I say?
can can you sue a parent for making false allegations against another parent?
Can another
The answer-
parent sue? Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Okay, good. Now, what if the other parent took the children or the child? So you can sue them for defamation of character.
Well, a lot of different things, but that doesn't mean you're going to win, but you can sue them.
Yeah.
I mean, like I could sue you because you're holding that cat right now. Doesn't mean I'm going to win.
Mhm. Could be malicious prosecution. There could be all
Yeah,
kinds of
but there
reasons.
has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said when I told you her story, you said she can sue her ex for that.
Mhm.
Now,
Okay.
but you're
Doesn't-
saying that. What determines a good lawsuit? Like, what is it? I guess I would like her to understand and other parents to understand. What are you smiling at? What am I doing that is funny right now?
No, you asked me the $64 question. What is a good lawsuit?
Yeah, what is a good lawsuit when it comes to suing the other parent?
That's very difficult to describe to you based upon the amount of information that I have, which is hardly any.
No, I understand that, but don't you? But isn't defamation of character? I'm gonna kill him. I wish I was in Maine. Defamation of character isn't that? Um, isn't that basis on getting the kids back from that parent? For
No.
literally, no.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Sue, you meant sue for money.
No, sue to clear your name. Not everything is money to people. I mean, people
Th-
want to
There's,
be
general,
cleared.
there's generally no lawsuit to sue to clear your name.
Can you sue somebody and then any winning money it can go towards helping other women, getting them attorneys.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's done often, but that's up to the person who wins that they give their money away. So that was this big story in the news recently. Somebody won a huge lawsuit and donated all the money to a couple different charities.
Yep.
You know who does that a lot are not a lot, but who does that are entertainers usually.
Yeah.
They'll sue someone and donate the money to
Yes.
some type of charity.
Hmm.
In other words, they weren't doing it for the money; they were doing it to prove a point,
Right.
maybe clear their name or something like that. But money was the result of it, and then they give the money away to charity. Somebody did that within the last year. A pretty famous person. I want to say it was an actress, but I forget her name. Kind of a famous actress.
Angelina Jolie.
No, I don't think it was her. Can't think of. She was. I think she was at the. And I may be wrong about this, but I think it was the actress in the Iron Man series, the Marvel.
Oh my
movie.
God! No, she didn't. Amber Heard.
No, not Amber Heard. Apparently, you're not a Marvel fan.
I'm sorry. I know. Who's the
No.
Marvel guy?
Amber Heard was in the lawsuit with
with Johnny Depp.
With Johnny Depp. Johnny
Mhm.
Depp is not
That's
Iron
Pirates
Man.
of the Caribbean.
Oh,
Yeah,
his friend is Iron Man. I forgot his
That's
name.
different.
Yeah, his friend is Iron Man. I love Iron Man though. I forgot his name though. She was in a lawsuit for who though? Against who?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I may even be wrong about about the actress I'm talking about, but it was in the
Maybe you
news
are.
within the last year. In the news.
I have never heard of an actress actually or an actor donating their money. Why can't they donate their money to help mothers and fathers fight CPS? That's my thing. I have never seen anything about
You
that.
know why? I'm going to tell you why. I'm
Hmm.
going to really tell you why. The reason is because people, and I'm not blaming you, but like me or like you or like Darren, don't approach these celebrities for help. You know, this happened many years ago, and someone told me, oh, so and so would be interested in this cause. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that this celebrity will be interested in this cause. And the celebrity was approached. And do you know that that celebrity jumped in with 2 feet to help that cause? It just took that person to approach that celebrity, and it struck a chord with that celebrity, and she jumped in to help this cause. It was kind of incredible. It was hard to believe. But think about it. Have you? I haven't. Have you ever approached a celebrity to help parents in CPS cases because they're getting screwed every day all over the country?
No.
No. Yeah, you haven't done it. I haven't done it.
I have done it.
You have done it. Who did you
I
approach?
did Dr. Phil. I did Dr. Phil. I did
We all
I'm not.
did
then I
Dr.
find out that
Phil.
he's part of this whole
What?
science too.
Dr. Phil is a celebrity. I would
We
I
all
would
did
grant
Dr.
you
Phil
that.
and Oprah.
But when I'm talking about celebrity, I'm talking about I'm talking about
You know
you
who
know
McConaughey, what's his name?
that would
McConaughey.
be
He's
that would
he's
be
interested in this cause. We just need to get him
he
swung a
would
little
be
bit.
the level of celebrity.
Right. Well, I know for a fact that he's interested in this. There's been some exchanges. We just got to get him to swing a little bit to
Who
get
who's
involved.
who's that actor that did Ocean's 11, all those ocean movies?
George Clooney? Was it George
Yeah,
Clooney?
I mean
Yeah.
that's the kind of celebrity I'm thinking about. That's a big
Right.
celebrity,
Yeah, an
right?
A-list. You're talking
Right.
A-list. Like,
Right, we're A-list. Dr. Phil's a celebrity, I'll grant him that, but he's not a George Clooney celebrity type
wasn't
celebrity.
it you? Was it you just saying recently about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Are you
trying to
talking about George
be the
Clooney?
governor?
Are you talking about George Clooney?
Are
We
you
were.
on a delay? We've been talking about him for the last 60 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm not getting you guys. I'm not
Yes,
hearing everything you guys
we
are
were saying
saying.
that he was
Turn
saying
up your
George Clooney is
sound.
the type of actor that we would need him to make a change, make a difference.
Right. I mean, you get a couple celebrities involved with helping parents on these CPS cases,
You
I
got a
think
different
things
game.
would change, right? Things would change fast. Nothing like getting a celebrity involved to bring it to the consciousness of the citizenry, the voters, the politicians.
Well, there's that. Isn't there not a new movie that is out that kind of is hinting on this stuff with the human trafficking and isn't it
Yeah,
something
The
like
Sound of Music.
it's
that what it's
hinting on
called?
it,
Sound of Music?
but Darren, it's hinting on it. That's the problem.
Right.
Okay, it's
They're
not
not going full.
talking about it.
Right.
Yes, it is talking about it.
Who did a movie, and it wasn't released except for at film festivals, but there was a guy, I forget his name right now. He did that movie on 4 or 5 families in DCFS CPS clutches here in Los Angeles County. And the amazing thing about it was he was granted permission to do this movie and to show the kids, show the families. He interviewed judges, he interviewed attorneys, and counselors and social workers, and these people freely participated in this movie. And it was at the I forget what the film festival was over in downtown
Sunday,
LA.
those nice ones, like the bigger ones.
But Grace used to play clips from that movie, that video, or that movie as videos as part of our shows. And then one time we got dinged by YouTube as a copyright violation. Funny thing was, after that, the guy called me about something completely different. He's doing a new movie, not about CPS, about something else. And he wanted to get me involved in it with him. And I asked him about that. I said, hey, can I have permission to use your movie on my clips? You know, it would be publicizing your movie. And he said, no.
Yeah.
He said, no.
No.
So, you know, he's being very, I don't know what the right word is, but protective of his movie. But here's the interesting thing.
Hmm.
Even before that call, he told me how to do that style of movie. And because he actually wants somebody to pick up the cause and start doing movies about these families and try to get it released. If not, you know, at film festivals, on the internet, on YouTube, that type of thing, because it was quite insightful. You guys didn't see that movie, did you? I forgot what it was called. It's a movie about CPS, about DCFS here in Los Angeles County, and 4 families going through it.
This one here is really this one here. I just found it for you guys. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. This movie here is. This one does exactly what you're talking about, but it's about a mother whose kids get taken for no reason. I believe it was a Lifetime movie. It's called Taken Away.
Okay, no, that's not the one. This movie was a documentary type of thing,
Well, this
and
one,
I forget the name of it.
There's actually a song. A song says it's a rap song. Taken. You guys should hear that song too, Darren.
yeah. Well, you know, like I have the guy Young Prince 517 that does the Kidnapped song. You know, the one that we play back for there. Like he's given me permission to use all of his music because he's got a couple of them that are about his kids. All were taken. He had 5 kids that were all taken by CPS, and he got them all back. You know, he was put in jail for the wrong reason. And, you know, he's an up and coming rap artist that, you know, this is what he's spending his time for. You know, he calls it the movement, you know, and that's it. But he's got a lot of great songs, and a lot of them are about him, his family, what's happened to them since child protective services have gotten involved. So it's like definitely getting up, you know, like it's getting up there. People are starting, like I've always said, it's the stigma. The people are so worried about the stigma. No one wants to be out and about. Everyone thinks that they're under the, I'm not saying it's more acceptable now, but people are starting to realize that it's not because you're a bad parent. Like not everybody did something wrong, you know. So
Right.
it's getting more dinner talk, if you will. You know, like it's getting more acceptable to speak. Whereas 20 years ago, if you spoke to Child Protective Services, taking young Julie down the street from that family, it was hush hush, and you don't go over there and play anymore. You know, and that was it. That was the end of the story. And these people were sent to rot away for the rest of their lives, and everybody else moved on. You know, and that was it. But now it's becoming, because I mean, look at these numbers aren't shrinking. You know, the numbers are not slowing down. You know, the numbers of adopted kids, the numbers of taking kids, they're all increasing as they, you know, what do you think's going to happen? They keep saying, oh, we're short of caseworkers. Okay, so because you get more police officers, you're going to get less crime. How does that, you know, you get more crime, right? Because you got more police officers to find more crime. You know, like that's just, you know, like these numbers are going to keep going up and up and up and up. And I mean, this whole thing is how long is it going to go on until somebody of status comes out and helps us? You know, like there's too many people like us that are going through this. You know, it's just,
You know, about maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that, I gave a speech at Harvard, and I had to do some research on celebrities throughout the years that have been involved with CPS. You would be shocked at the number of celebrities that have been involved in CPS, primarily DCFS in Los Angeles County, because, you know, it's Hollywood, right? So sometimes celebrities get involved just like other people. I happen to know one case, I won't mention who they are, but they got very special treatment, completely different treatment than the regular family, you know, you find out.
Angelina Jolie.
I wonder, well, I wonder, the celebrities don't normally want to have their kids on the movies or on the screens or getting by the paparazzi. And I wonder if that could be an opposite effect of why they don't. Because what if they do have kids, it gets known, and then they lose them to DCYF or whatever. So if you don't ever know about their status of their kids, you never know if they've got taken or not. I mean, no one ever questions where did
Britney Spears. That's
kids
right.
go. You know, like no one ever asks. They just assume that they're, you know, you never see rich people's kids. You never do. You know, so you never know if they were taken or not. You know.
Mhm.
Like, where's George Clooney kids? Who's George Clooney's kids? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. I mean, they do that.
Anyway, before we move on to Mr. Guai, Miss G, did you have anything else you want to ask me or talk about this evening? Because our guest, she's gone. She's not in the green room.
Get
I
outta
think
here.
she just was having some internet difficulties,
Whew.
and hopefully Grace will vet those in the future where you have different internet problems.
I hope
technical
she,
problems.
Okay. If a parent requests for an attorney to change her attorney because there's a conflict of interest between both of them, can the judge, juvenile dependency judge, state judge, say no?
I'm sorry, ask that question one more time.
When a parent is requesting to change an attorney
Yeah.
because they're not fit together,
Mhm.
she doesn't like her attorney, can the judge, can she request it and then the judge can deny it?
Well, if she has a court-appointed attorney and she wants another court-appointed attorney, there has to be a Marsden hearing, and the judge could grant her request for another court-appointed attorney or not grant her request for another court-appointed attorney. The
Why
thing that because that's the law in California.
why would the judge not grant her a request?
In order to grant that request, you have to prove, I think, 2 or 3 things.
The
And
son, the judge's son is her
excuse me
attorney.
for interrupting you. You have to prove 2 or 3 things.
Mhm.
Now, if the judge's son is her attorney, the judge can't be on the case.
Mhm.
Attorney can be on the case, but not
Mhm.
the judge.
Right.
So if you're asking for a Marsden hearing against your attorney, you're actually asking for the wrong relief. You want to ask for the judge to recuse himself because his son is your attorney.
Okay, but the thing is that judge's last name is different than her attorney. So what happened? She wanted to find out information about her attorney to make sure he's legit. You know, she hired a private person to investigate this guy. Found out that he is the son of that judge, and that judge has a different last name because that judge remarried.
That's a huge problem
I know that,
because
but she
because
denied it. The judge denied it.
the judge denied that that was her son.
No, she asked the judge if there is any relation like between her and her attorney. The judge denied it, and she has evidence of that. So she
Okay,
wanted,
wait, hold on. The judge denied what? That was her son. That's what I'm asking you.
yes, but she wanted to trick the judge to be on record. She didn't say, "Is that your son?" She didn't tell her she knows. She just wanted the judge to admit to a yes or a no because she wanted it to be on record.
Okay, well, her brilliant legal strategy isn't working. Okay, what she has to do is she has to make a motion to recuse the judge because her attorney is related to the judge.
Yes, but she wanted the judge to lie so that way she
I know what she
against the
wanted with her
judge.
brilliant. I know what she wanted with her brilliant legal strategy, but she went about it the wrong way. I'm telling you what she needs to do.
She did that, and the judge denied her request to change attorneys. That's what
Was
I'm
it?
trying to say.
Did she disclose to the judge that she knew that that was her son?
She said when she said
Yes
that,
or no? Yes or no?
she tried, but the judge wouldn't allow her to speak at all, and her attorney didn't say anything.
Did she make it the motion in writing?
Mhm.
Well, to get a copy of it, I'd like to see it, and see if you're telling me the correct information, because I can't
Why
believe
would I give you the wrong information? It's whatever I hear from them. That's what I'm giving you.
because you or her, it's hearsay, secondhand information. It's inherently unreliable. At least that's what they say about it in court. Right. So let's get a copy of the motion and look at it. What state is this case in?
New York.
Yeah, New York is really similar to California.
I gave her
Uh,
Michael's number to call him.
Yeah, New York is very similar to California. If the judge is related to the son, the judge can't be on the case, period. The son can be on the case, but not the judge.
I still think it's a conflict of interest, even if the judge is not on the case and the son is, but the judge works in the same courthouse. I mean, personally, I feel like it's a conflict of interest. Any connection with the court.
I can see that. I can see that common sense wise, but unfortunately, as I've told you many times, common sense doesn't rule the courts.
I know it's apparent. Yeah. Common
Okay.
sense is not taught. It's either you have it or you don't have it. And that's pretty much it.
All right, Darren, before we call it an evening, did you have any questions or comments for me?
Yeah, I would like to revisit yesterday just a little bit, if you wouldn't mind.
Revisit yesterday?
Yeah, if we go back in time here.
What happened yesterday?
Jesus, come on, don't ask me that question. I just know what we were talking about. So the couple of things. One, we were talking about the social workers and their need of what's going on. So I went and I dug up some stuff on California. So this is kind of like a two-parted thing.
Okay.
You know that California has more social workers than any other state.
I didn't know that, but I could believe that.
Mhm.
I knew it was probably, if I had to think about it, I thought it would be either California or New York. But California has a bigger geographic area. So I'm not surprised. We got 57 or 58 counties. And I think all of them, maybe one doesn't, but I think all of the counties, have a CPS in California, and they all have jobs, and they all take kids away from parents.
Yeah, that's so 13,940 social workers and other type jobs assisted with that. With an annual salary of $73,000 a year. There's 38,
Is that the average?
No,
Is that the average?
There's 38,000 child and family and school social workers. 38,000 of those, 38,750 at 58,540 annual salary. Healthcare social workers, there's 17,140 of those at $83,800 a person. Sorry there, that must have been the one that I was, okay. Mental health and substance abuse social workers, there's 16,920 of them at 73,000 per social worker. And then the social workers and all others, there's 13,940 of those at 73 grand a year. And that's
So you're telling me to tell me what?
Well, what I was getting at was, so yesterday we were saying that in California they don't have to have a license, right?
Correct. They don't have to be a licensed mental health professional.
That's crazy. Like, is it not? They don't even have to have and I know that you're right, because it's saying here, the only thing that they have in California is an LCSW.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is the education. You have to have a master's degree in social work from an accredited school of social work. 3,000 total supervised hours over 104 weeks. And then exams through the California law and all this, and then the $100 application fee. Now, the license renewal is every 2 years. My question is if they're having people there that aren't even going through this, what are they doing to make sure that their caseworkers are even a bit responsible for any of this? Like, this is ridiculous.
I'll tell you what it is. Most counties where they have the CPS social workers have ongoing monthly trainings. And it's like, maybe, I don't know if they contract with outside people and or do in-house trainings. But these people are highly trained to do their job.
But I mean, is there someone sitting over these people? Like,
they're not highly trained. I'm sorry, they're not. I'm laughing
because in Maine, their system goes, that they come in, they have 4 years to complete their 3,000 hours and all of this stuff, and one chance to take, and then they are a supervised licensed social worker, very limited to what they can and can't do as the powers of a social worker, but at least they're oversaw, I guess would be the word. I don't think that's a word, but they're overseen by someone. So in California, though, they're kind of just like entry level position caseworker is just kind of like, here you go, here's a clipboard and a pen, and off we go, and let's have some weekend training sessions.
Well, I think it's a little bit more training than that, but yes, you can be a brand new social worker. I've seen brand new social workers on the case take kids away from parents and
Mhm.
terminate the rights of parents. Yeah.
Are you talking about like 21-year-olds social workers or 19?
However they are old they are when they get out of college.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it doesn't matter if they're educated or not. Their mission is to make money for the county. So they're going to take children whether they're educated or not, to be honest with you, Darren. I mean,
Right. Well, it seems to me
they're,
that they're
they're
making the right
corrupt
decisions.
regardless they have a degree or not.
Right. Well, I would think my whole point is that maybe there's a reason that they do it like this, and it is because an educated person may not tend to be on the corruption side of this, knowing what's right or wrong, opposed to just giving someone a badge, a gun, or a badge, a walkie-talkie, and a pen that will take away a child and let them go off and running. Like they're not going to care. They're just racking up their bonuses.
Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense. But in the real world, like, but
Well,
it does.
Darren, you are equating the importance of being a parent
Mhm.
with the type of qualifications you think they should have.
Yep.
Right.
And like I tell Miss G all the time, what you think
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Right. No, I get it. It's not in the game, right? It's not that's not even in their studies. Just like I watch all these things go by where they're talking about, what about the recusal? Well, what people don't understand with the recusal thing is, look, the court isn't looking at being biased against you.
Mhm.
They want to make sure that their appearance to the law is not a biased thing to the law. Like, it's not about, oh, I feel bad for Darren and I'm talking about Darren. That's not what they mean at all. No, the
Right.
judge isn't going to recuse because it's not biased against me. It's how does the law appear to the general public? Is the law being able to practice as the law? It's not because of me. It's because of how the law appears. But people don't ever understand that. Like, oh, well, they talked to this. Look, no one cares. That's not it. Like Mr. Davis says it all the time. Like he's in this job. He's everything he's learned had to relearn once he got into this field. Nothing is what it is. It's like a mystical. For instance, this was the other thing I wanted to talk about, and like the chemical dependency thing in this stuff. This one is it's a big topic with me, but this is from the FASA about drug testing policies, right? And it says, in addition, drug tests alone do not provide sufficient information for substantiating allegations of child abuse or neglect, or for making decisions about disposition of a case, including those decisions about visitation, child removal, family reunification, or termination. Child welfare must make these decisions using information from processes of child safety assessments, family assessments, comprehensive clinical assessments, such as families affected by substance abuse FASA assessments. Now, that being said, how many cases are you seeing being terminated because these people are either failing urine screens or they're not taking them?
A lot.
Right. But they, on the other side of that, they've completed their counselings. Like they've done this. The counselor sat there, said, hey, they're fine, everything's good, they're doing this, they just haven't done it. But yet, right in the FASA stipulations, or whatever you want to call these, it says this can't be used as this, but yet we're allowing judges to rule on these statutes and these rules and regulations. Like it says here, the purpose of drug testing, along with other tools, is to provide safe proof of rule out that substance use as part of the child safety and risk assessment, to monitor whether a parent is continuing to use during an open welfare case, or to guide the reunification process, to determine what services are offered to families, to motivate parents who are using substances to become engaged in treatment services, and to provide positive reinforcement for parents in the early stages of recovery. If substance use is a child safety factor, continued monitoring can be considered. How many people do they just drive to the mill just forcing the stuff down their throats. I mean, Miss G just said yesterday, like, how many people? Well, no, you can't go to this doctor. Nope, you've got to come here. This is the only place that's acceptable. Like you said, Mr. Davis, you're right. You can go to anywhere else, but when you're a scared parent working to get your kid back, and you're like, look, I know something's fishy here. I'm going to go over here, and they say, don't do this, because if you do this, it's not going to matter. And you're kind of in your own little catch. And when your lawyer's like, yeah, they're right, you got to go do what they want to do, and knowing full well, like you said, Mr. Davis, that's still, I mean, now whether it's admissible in law, I guess that depends on your attorney, correct? Like if your attorney was willing to submit the evidence and then argue with the judge if it was to be accepted, is that where that lies?
It could, yeah. In most cases, it could.
I mean, everybody's just taking these. People are just losing their kids left and right for things that they shouldn't be. The first thing when someone is involved in substance abuse is the first thing you're supposed to do is build yourself a core to be supported by. Proof, science, time, all this stuff shows a person that is in substance abuse without that core, without those values supporting them, they're gonna fail. And it takes like 8.5 times. They're gonna have 8.5 relapses throughout a situation. So you shouldn't be punishing people for a relapse. My counselor, when I was in my case, because of my back issues and everything, she was flabbergasted at the fact that they treat relapse as social services as a penalty. When anybody knows when you're in substance abuse and all this stuff, the problem, the pressure that you put on yourself to avoid that relapse is enough. That's what the whole checking is about. DHS is taking these things and they're making it impossible for people to recover on top of get their kids back. It's impossible.
But Darren, can I interrupt you for a second and just add this? They don't need a reason. There are a lot of families who don't ever done drugs or even taken Tylenol in their life.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
They still take their children from them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just pointing like this stuff out, Miss G. I know there's people that did nothing wrong.
You know what I'm saying? But so they don't need a reason, hon. They don't need it.
I know. I'm just saying this because like Mr. Davis, we talk about this. Like, look, this right here is in writing that they can't do what they're doing, but we still allow it to happen.
But they still do it exactly. Right. So that's the frustration. But see, the thing is, we don't think like an attorney, unfortunately. So we don't understand what their brain is wired, how their brain is wired in court. Mm-hmm. But our common sense is not theirs.
Well, this is right.
It's not theirs. They don't own it. They don't own it. They lack common sense because they have to follow the law. And even though social workers don't follow the damn procedures of their own handbooks, they're not held accountable for it, unfortunately.
It's just terrible.
Hey, yeah. Mr. Darren, I just messaged you.
I got you. I'll send it right now.
Okay, thank you. All right, folks, we've come to the end of our show this evening. I want to thank both of you for joining me, Miss G, Darren, and I hope we can hear back Grace from our guest who was having technical difficulties. Maybe we can bring her on maybe this weekend or something. All right, folks, we're going to thank you for watching, and we're going to see everybody tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you and good night.
Good night.